Dee, welcome
Hello.
to the call. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
Good. I'm just quickly changing some settings in the background here. I was trying
That's
to
all good.
broadcast this call onto LinkedIn. So listen, for everyone that's going to tune into this, either live now, because we're broadcasting this onto Facebook. It's going on to the Facebook Sack the Boss page, or for anyone that's watching this on the replay. What we're going to do today is I'm going to spend a bit of time and I'm just going to explain a really good opportunity where you can earn some quite significant money. You can fit it around a normal job. It doesn't take many hours. So, a lot of people who work in our business, they maybe work 3 to 5 hours a week with us. So it's the kind of thing that anybody can do. Anyone can fit this into their work-life routine. What I've done is I've invited Dee onto the call today. So Dee joined our business, how long ago was it, Dee?
I think it was about a year, just over a year now. Summer.
Yeah, about a year ago. And he's had some success recently in our business. But I wanted to bring him on just because I've worked with this company for 11 years, and I know that the best thing to do is really just give people open and honest information. And Dee's recently had a promotion with us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the first 7 or 8 minutes, I'm going to play a video that explains the company that Sack the Boss partner with. So Sack the Boss is just the name of a team of hundreds of people. We're all based in Glasgow, but we've also got folk dotted all around the UK. And everyone that joins the Sack the Boss team, we all partner up with a company that's based down in London. It's one of the UK's largest brands, but it's also one of the largest brands that a lot of folk might not have heard of because they don't advertise on TV. So as I say, first 5-10 minutes, about 7 minutes, I'm going to play the video now, and then afterwards we're going to have a chat with Dee, and he's going to give his honest feedback on why he joined, his experiences, what he liked. Dee, if there's anything you don't like, you're welcome to share it, because like I say, we just want to get the honest information out there. We're hitting a massive recession and there's a lot of people going to be looking for options. All right, so what I'm going to do, Dee, I'm going to just kind of shrink you away at the minute. I'll put you on mute and I'm going to share this video for the folk that are watching.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So we've only gone and done it again. We won another ritual. That's 10 years in a row.
Partners are the lifeblood of UW. Thanks to everyone here at Network Headquarters, we have a record number of partners joining the business and getting promoted.
Because of all our hard work, UW has won 4 MoneyWise awards.
UW is all about supporting incredible charities and institutions. And this year, we're behind Plastic Oceans UK and our NHS. We're all with you.
We can't be together, but we've never been better connected. Our business and people have adapted to working from home in style.
This year, we've welcomed 738 new starters to the family. Charters has never had this much business.
Thanks to everyone, UW now offers bigger and better home services. There's no stopping us now.
This year saw UW host its first ever virtual Express Day, and it was watched by more than 5,000 partners and staff.
Thanks to our new green initiative, we are now one of the nation's greenest suppliers. And that is something we can all be proud of.
And straight in at number 1, UW got a brand new look. Simpler, smarter, and fresher.
I'll tell you why UW works for so many people. Instead of lots of bills from lots of suppliers, there's just one. How nice is that? It makes budgeting easier with one great value bundle. Gas, electricity, landline, broadband, mobile, insurance, everything is included.
Turn left at junction, then drive 1 kilometer
Yes,
to your
thank you, thank
destination.
you. There are savings to be made on your UW card too. So it's easy to save hundreds of pounds a year just by shopping. Cash back every time you spend. How lovely is that? Once you've signed up, switching is easy thanks to their UK-based customer services team. They even fit LED light bulbs in your home for free, saving you even more off your energy bill every year. Getting just one bill frees you up from all that boring stuff for more of what you enjoy doing. How fabulous is that?
Satisfy your sense of adventure with our 10-day journey to Peru. You'll experience some unforgettable moments exploring the culture, nature and cuisine of one of the oldest civilizations in America. This once-in-a-lifetime holiday will culminate with a 3-day jungle trek to the summit of the incredible Machu Picchu, one of the 7 new wonders of the world and a feature on anyone's bucket list. Keep gathering those points to ensure you don't miss out on this holiday of a lifetime. See the partner portal for more details. Onwards and upwards.
Okay, so that's me. Put some videos there together just to give folk a bit of an idea as to the company that we partner up with. All the benefits, how you do it. I mean, this is an online business, so we basically help people save money with a company that's been awarded by Which magazine for the last 10 years and has 61 awards. We do it online through a remote sign-up process, so we don't even have to leave the house. We pick up free holidays as long as we're allowed, if we do some certain activity. And when it comes to pay, well, as it says, I think we'll have taken the banner off. I'll put that wee banner back up. So you can earn at least £200 every time you help somebody join UW. As long as you do the sign up the way we advise you to do it, you can be on at least £200, and it can actually be up to £350 for about an hour's work. So this is not about people having to do loads of hours. It's about you thinking, well, how many hours do I do to earn £300 odd? And then we would like to show you a way that you can do that for maybe 1 hour, so that you can do less hours elsewhere and get your time back. I hear so many people saying they don't have the time, and my head is telling me, well, how are you going to change that? How are you going to get the time so you can start to enjoy life? So for those that were watching there, this feed is live. So if you feel that you've anyone that you know might like to see this video and the short videos that I've just played, you can tag their name in the comments of this. You can share this on your feed by just clicking share, and it pops it onto your feed. You can send this through private messenger and Facebook. But enough about that. Let's hear from Dee. So, Dee, I've got some notes here because you know what I'm like.
Yeah.
I'm a bit thick as mince at times. So I've wrote some
always,
notes down here.
Sometimes.
Just sometimes, mate, just sometimes. So listen, Dee, give us a bit of background. Just explain to the people that are watching this how we met, and why you decided to get involved in this business, even though you're already very successful at what you do.
Yeah, so I kind of had 2 jobs I was doing. I was working part-time in a local high school, and then really what my focus and what my kind of project was my own business. So I'd been building that for, at the time we met, about 3 years, and it was going from strength to strength. But within working within education, obviously there's a lot of downtime when it comes to Easter holidays, summer holidays, and all the rest of it. So I know within my own personal business, my own business is working within schools and companies. Really, I'm a motivational speaker. So it's about mindset and time management, and just basically any way I can help people better themselves in lots of different ways. But part of growing my own business was going to networking events, and we met at the Falkirk networking event, which is where I'm based.
Over a fry-up.
Yeah, that's right. We had a good breakfast, and you actually, I think I was maybe doing the little 15-minute talk on that one. You obviously got my details, and then we never actually spoke for months after that, and I didn't really understand what it was you did. So it must have been 4 or 5 months later, I think, and it was again around summertime. You just randomly called me up, and you obviously wanted to understand a little bit more about what I did, but then at the back of it kind of talked about this opportunity. And to be quite honest, at the very start, I had no idea what you were talking about, but I was happy enough to come and have a wee chat with you rather than just over the phone.
Yeah.
And what I found for me was most appealing was the fact that here I had these sort of school holidays, which every year for me was creating downtime that I was trying to manage financially in different ways. But here was something that not only could earn me a bit more money, but also was allowing me to actually use my time, because I can't even contact schools, once they go off. So for me, it was an opportunity in seeing the time that I had spare and filling it with something that wasn't just going to earn me a little bit of cash, but quite good money.
Good. Okay. And when you decided to onboard with us, what did you feel you had support-wise when you joined?
I had an awful lot, and not just at the start. Yourself, Dale, and the Slack the Boss team have been really, really excellent from the very start. In this sort of market, it's something that's quite new to me. It's different from my own business, but there were so many things that I got support with, and one of them was finding out my why, because as you know, no one's really interested in doing anything unless you've got a good enough reason.
Yeah,
and
totally.
For me, what I kind of realized was that my whole business as a motivational speaker, I'm constantly trying to help people in different ways, usually with their mindset or mentally help people to motivate them. But one of the things that I do come up against with a lot of people is a lot of people have financial difficulties, and a lot of the time, a lot of their mindset and sometimes the mental health can suffer because of the financial. So what I kind of realized was that as much as I'm helping people mentally, by taking this opportunity, there's an opportunity to help people financially. And so once I kind of got my reason to do this, because I do really like helping people, that became my drive and my focus. And once I got that, the training from yourself, and just getting all the correct ways to approach it, just all started to fall into place.
Do some people, when they watch a video that we've broadcast, or they're maybe talking to somebody in the team, a lot of feedback sometimes people say is, "Oh, I don't do sales. I can't sell." I'm actually in a chat with some of my very best mates, and one of them today on the chat was going on about, "Oh yeah, Dale, you're a salesman." Now, I have, my background is sales. I've been in sales. I started in sales when I was 17, out chapping doors. I just knew nothing else. But the almost all the people that do this job have zero sales background.
Yep. And again, to go back to your training, one of the things that you told me very, very quickly was that you're not really selling. You're just sharing an experience. So I share the positive experience I have with people. And if they know me well enough, then, because I like to think I'm a fairly trustworthy guy, then if they trust my opinion on something, then they're going to be more susceptible to saying, you know what, I'll give it a go. But you have to have the right mindset. And as you said, I've had people as well who, when I've offered them the opportunity, "Oh no, I don't do sales, too salesy for me." And you can't win everybody. I'll be honest. Some people, once they have that barrier, it shuts down, and there's not sometimes any point in trying to pursue those people. But for me, it's all about seeing an opportunity. And again, to be really honest, when you first approached me with it, and you'll know, we laugh about this, but I didn't meet you once or twice and then thought, I'll give it a go. Like you did meet with me a couple of times because I think you felt I could do this. I just needed to give it a go. And eventually I thought, right, okay, was it 50 quid to sign up?
It's £50 registration, and that gets you your 4 websites.
So I was like, cool, I'll put 50 quid in, and my objective will be to make that back. And I made that back very, very quickly. So then it becomes viable, but you still have to give it a go. You still have to take the opportunity and go, well, you know what have I got to lose?
I think you actually made that back in your first hour.
Yeah, well, I did. It was right away.
Because your first appointment.
I was going to say, what have you got to lose? If you give it a go for 50 quid and then decide you don't want it, you get that back, right?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
So you actually don't have anything to lose. So
yeah,
it's just giving it a go. I mean, and that's not just for this. It's anything in life. I think you just need to. You'll never know unless you give it a go. That's what my whole philosophy of my own business was when I started that in 2016. I thought, just give it a go. Otherwise, I'll live in regret, never knowing what could have happened.
Yeah, no, I'm very much like that myself, Dee. Only I had to pay £200 when I joined 10 years ago, so you were lucky at 50 quid.
It doesn't surprise me, because even being in this company a year, the amount of changes have happened. I mean, not everything from the way we get paid, how much we get paid. The new rebranding's been really good, but that's been 1 year in the business, and all those things have been an increase. So I get really excited at well, if I stay with them, what's it going to be like another year or two?
It's going to get bigger.
Yeah.
So listen, we've moved to this world of social distancing. When you joined the business, you would conduct appointments on a face-to-face basis, and normally what we would do is you would join and you would say to a mate, "Listen, can I show you my new business?" We would do a physical face-to-face presentation. We're not selling to them because they're already using, household services. They're already paying these things to somebody. All we were doing is, look, we can consolidate it onto one bill for you with one UK call centre. And because we were face-to-face, it was nice and easy to do. But now we're in an online world. So how have you felt that the support for learning how to do this online has been?
Incredible. Again, at first, it can be quite daunting because you're so used to doing something a certain way. But it's one of those things. See, if you again have the mindset of, I'll give it a go, but there's so many people around you within this team that are happy to help along the way. It just becomes super easy. And if you just keep listening to people and keep your finger on the pulse for things a little bit and be willing to try new things that may feel a little bit uncomfortable, it's great. And there's actually a lot of positives to working this business online as opposed to having to meet people. I found myself driving an awful lot to meet people, so it cut that out. But also it's easier to catch people. People were very, very busy, and people still are very busy, but it's much easier to when people are in the house anyway, to give them a call and do a little FaceTime or Zoom call. So I've actually found it's been a lot easier to get a hold of people to have a conversation.
Yeah, I was getting that feedback from the last week when we had our meeting. It was interesting because we had some of the girls. There was about 8 or 9 of us in a circle outside, socially distancing.
Yeah.
But I think almost half of that power circle actually preferred the online world that we were in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting how it's evolved.
Yeah, and I think it's just a case of trying to adapt, and if you do kind of encounter little mistakes, being willing to be like, okay, hands up, didn't get that right, but going to the right people that can help if you're willing to learn.
Okay, Dee. So the one of the questions I wrote down, I actually circled this one because I think this is important for anyone watching, whether they're watching live now or they're watching this on the replay. I've got my phone beeping away. Furlough stops in October. We've got millions and millions of people currently on furlough.
Yeah.
Somebody on furlough is probably sitting thinking, I'm okay because I've got some money in the bank at the moment. I'm still getting 80 or 70% of my income. But that's all going to
probably down as well.
Expenditure's down, so it's okay because the money going out's not as bad, and I've got some money coming in, so everything's fine. Now, what would you say to somebody that's maybe in that scenario? What do they need to maybe start looking at things? Because when November hits, there's possibly going to be some pain.
Yeah, I actually had a conversation about this to someone just a few days ago. I think the time where we all kind of relied on one income is starting to change an awful lot. And I look at my own situation with the schools having closed, and that was kind of my part-time work at the local high school I was doing that was gone. My business is effectively now on hold because no schools or even businesses want to get a lot of people together because they can't. If it wasn't for this opportunity, I'd be an awful lot worse off just now. But when if you look ahead at what's going to happen, it's far too easy to sit back and go, oh, well, I should be fine. It's a massive, massive gamble. When actually, if you have a couple of little incomes coming in, it's been great for me because I found this opportunity was giving me that little bit of steady income every month. It was like a little bonus. But then when things shifted for me, which again had nothing to do with anything I did, it was just the circumstances, and in this case, really exceptional circumstances changed the outlook and the sort of the lay of the land. I was able to turn this, what was a little bit of extra part-time money, into like, right, this is going to be my focus now, and really kind of invest more into that. So that's what I love about it. It's cut off from all the problems that everyone's having at the minute. You can work it at home. It's flexible. It's services that everyone's using anyway. So for me, it's at the minute like a no-brainer to give this a go for your own financial security.
Yeah, well, yeah. I hope people that are watching, they have a think about that because I totally agree with you. It's great while you're getting money coming in. The government are paying folk, and that's great. But folk, I think the phrase I always go with is dig your well before you're thirsty.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the year, a lot of people are really going to be thirsty. So
I think that this year, if anything's been a wake-up call, that things aren't always as predictable as you think, and none of us would have predicted this at the start of the year, but here we are.
Dee, in your opinion, so you've been with us now for a year, and you've worked it very part time because you had your teaching gig, you had your speaking gig, you've had all your, so you've not put huge amount of hours into our business, but you came to a few trainings, you've seen the diversity of the people that work with us.
Yeah.
Can anybody do this?
Yeah, and I've seen pretty much everyone from ages to different work backgrounds. I've seen success as well. It's not like there's a certain group of people that tend to be more successful. I've seen success from all these different groups. It's a mindset thing for me more than anything. It doesn't really matter what you're doing or what you have done. It's more about, are you willing to put a bit of time and effort in?
And what would you say to somebody who says, I don't believe you can make £200 for an hour's work?
Fine, you don't have to believe it. That's your call. But again, I always just say, if if you never give it a go, you'll never know. And the fact is, there's myself and an endless list of people who have made that sort of money very, very regularly. So if you're not up for giving it a go, then good luck. But the opportunity's there.
Yeah. Okay, so Dee, listen, I'm conscious that's us at 25 minutes in. I don't want to take too much more of your time. It flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? So there'll be some partners in the team. There'll be some folk who've maybe just started and they're just at the start of their journey with UW and with the Sack the Boss team. What tips would you give to them? What tips have you got for somebody who's doing the business and just wants to get started? And then also, I'd love a tip for somebody who's watching this, wondering whether or not they should get involved. So what would you say to people who've just started first?
Yeah, for me, I know that I had, made a couple of early sales and it was all new to me and it was all very, very fast paced at the beginning. But once I settled a little bit, reading books, or in my case, actually just to get the audibles. I'm driving quite a lot anyway with business. So I basically found that through listening to audiobooks, it totally opened my mind to the potential of the amount of business you can do. So, one of the ones that I read quite early was Beach Money. The other one was
Great book.
I'm really bad at remembering author names, but there was Beach Money. There was GoPro, the 7 tips. And then the 79 marketing. What have you got the?
That one.
You've actually got the book. Never mind the author.
Yeah.
What's the author there?
Wes. So
London.
he's one of the top earners in our company. He's been utility warehouse all his life. He's a good lad, and he actually wrote a book to help all the teams.
Those books, though. It was probably 3 months before I picked one up, even though everyone in the team was like, oh, you got to read this, you got to read this. And you always think, oh, but I've kind of got an idea of what I'm doing. But it's just making that wee commitment to going, you know what, I'm going to spend this little bit of time. For me, like I said, it was usually when I was driving, so it made it maybe a little bit easier. But that totally opened my mind to the potential once I was in. Tips for people, what was the other question? For people who are thinking about
Yeah, you know what it's like. There's always more now than ever, people are looking for options to earn money. And traditionally, options for folk they're just not there because businesses are closing, they're downsizing. So somebody gets made redundant, they can't go and get another job elsewhere because it's just not there. People do have to diversify. But being honest, and I'm being honest to everyone that's watching this as well, the way that our model of operating is different to what you would be traditionally used to. We're used to work an hour and get paid a minimum kind of £10 an hour for doing it. So to some folk, the thought of having to invest £50 to have their own business that they can work around their lifestyle, that sometimes that struggle to get through their head. And because you're reasonably still new in the business, and I just love you to give your feedback to people who've maybe thinking, yeah, but why would I have to pay to get a job?
Yeah, it's a different, as you said, it's a totally different way of looking at work. But see once you give it a go, it's exciting. It's an opportunity for you to be your own boss. It's an opportunity for you to organize your own time. I mean, I've got my little office space and I've got my little targets on the wall. That's all really exciting. It's sort of stuff that you wake up in the morning and rather than just think, oh, I've got a bit of time off today, I'm just going to sit and watch Netflix. And then by the end of the day, kind of feel like, oh, back to work tomorrow. For me, it was just that, oh, I've actually got something that's quite exciting to work at. And see when the money comes in, like it feels like the easiest money I've ever made when that drops into your account. And you think, this is brilliant. And no one's, I've had people ask me the question, oh, but see when you join, like, what if I don't do anything? Will someone be breathing down my neck? It's like, no, that's the whole point. Like, you go at your own pace. If you join up and don't do it for 6 months, like that's up to you. I would hope that no one would do that. And I know it does happen though. But like if you jump in and put a bit of and just not that much time or effort, but if it's consistent, I would say, don't go right. Well, every Friday, that's when I'll do that, because then if you're waiting to hear back from people and it's another week before you get in contact, it's better to do it just at wee kind of 5 or 10 minutes. It's in the wee pockets of your day. It's literally, just texting someone back to arrange a wee call. it's more manageable when you just fit it into wee slots in your day, and like I said, when you get the payoff at the end of even at the end of the month, 21st, you get paid. It's brilliant. So it's totally worth it.
Oh, is that tomorrow?
It is.
See when it's like because we get paid on a royalty basis, you end up forgetting. You start to not really bother when payday is, because you know that stuff's coming in regardless. So
it drops in.
Yeah, it's nice. We were talking just before the call about the gig economy, about how people will pay for a license to be an Uber driver, or they'll pay for a license to be able to rent out a room on Airbnb. These roles don't have basic salaries, but yet there are thousands upon thousands of people taking on these roles. I think an Uber driver's maybe, I don't know, are they getting £10-15 an hour or something? I really don't know what an Uber driver gets. But
could be less, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They'll make a commission probably.
Yeah, but obviously the hourly rate for us is just so much more.
It's just a much more modern way of doing things. And I think because of the pandemic and because of the recession, I think you'll find more and more businesses taking that model. And it's a more modern way of doing things, in that you're getting paid on your own merit, rather than just getting a kind of a very low rate for doing whatever. It's like, well, if you put more time in, you can actually make a lot more money. You've seen the video you put there on the holidays. If you really invest a lot of time into the company, the rewards they put in front of you are crazy. Like, I still get really surprised by things. I mean, even recently when I got the team leader, obviously I got quite a big financial bonus for that, but they also sent me like a bottle of champagne. So it's just really nice. It just feels really lovely, because it feels like the company's like really look out for every single one of members of staff, because they're not, they're giving you the money because you're making them money, and it feels more like a collaboration rather than a kind of a just a standard working relationship.
Teamwork. That's it's it's Team Purple, I think is that's essentially what we're all about. All working together.
It does feel like a community or like a family sort of feel.
Well, there's 45,000 of us all over the United Kingdom. The team I run's called Sack the Boss. There's leaders all over UW. They've got their own teams with their own team names, but essentially we're all partners of UW, all building our own businesses, building our own futures, so that 3-5 years down the line, because that royalty income's built up, we can take our foot off the gas when it comes to work. And that's the aim for all of us.
And as well, I just want to say as well, Del, because you help out an awful lot of people, and I know how much time you invest into the business. So if anyone's watching this and maybe doesn't know Del that well, by joining up, like, you couldn't ask for a better mentor than Del. Because Del, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I'm at. You consistently supported me, helped me. I mean, how many times have I texted you with a question and you've got back to me like that? So your support has been tremendous as well, and I genuinely don't think I could have, anyone that joins up could get a better mentor than yourself. And I haven't been. You didn't tell me to say. You didn't tell me to say that before we got on the call.
No,
like
that's.
That
I'm just hoping I don't go red. No, that's very kind of you to say that, Dee.
No, I mean it though.
But,
genuinely.
No, listen, that's kind of you to say that. But just to reply, for me, this isn't even working. This is people all with a common goal, which is we think the model of working 9 to 5, 40 hours a week is broken. But we want to work with a very reputable company that will look after us and is a stable financial entity. And a company that's FTSE listed, has been trading for 20 years. Our CEO is an Olympic gold medalist for Team GB. That's the kind of people that run our business. So that's what inspires me, that the leaders at head office, they are always focused on us. So all I try to do is do the same for my team. But it was kind of you to say that. So listen, Dee, thank you so much for coming on and having this blather with us. I do plan to do this every week, actually, because I think it's important that people that are looking at the Sack the Boss team or are looking, to have an additional income, that they can hear some real feedback, real stories. Dee, is everything rosy with our business?
No, there's always some challenges.
There's always challenges, but there's challenges in a normal job. So you just get a bit less of them, and when you do get a challenge in this business, you've got the support of the team to help you.
Yeah.
So listen, Dee, thank you so much for your time. Really
No, you're
appreciate
very
it.
welcome. Cheers for having me.
And I'll see you tomorrow anyway, because you're coming through. We're having a meeting with that new partner that you've got your new partner too. So listen, folks, if you like what you've heard here, get in touch with whoever you know in the Sack the Boss team. If you're watching this and you don't know anyone in the Sack the Boss team, you can go to the page and you can send a message via the page and somebody will come back to you. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else. I'd like to thank anyone that's watching for logging in. A lot of people in the UK are looking for options. So do your friends a favour. If you know of anyone and they're saying that they need work, if you know anyone that's maybe concerned that they're going to be made redundant when furlough stops, show them that there's an option. We only want people to get involved in this business who want to make money. We're not trying to talk people into it. So like Dee says, if somebody looks at it and says, oh, I actually had a girl during the week who had inquired, and when I told her that she had to, it's £50 to register because we're licensed by Ofgem, Ofcom, you need your 4 websites, they've got all Joanna Lumley on it, and the response was, I wouldn't pay £50 to have a job. And I was quite, I felt sorry for her, because she's thinking about it as, I want something that pays £10 an hour. Whereas we were offering her something that can pay dramatically more, but it's her own wee business, and she just didn't get it. It was a shame. Anyway, I'm going on now. I'm off in one. Right, listen, I'll see you tomorrow. For those that are watching, thanks very much, and thanks for your time again, Dee, all right?
Yep. Cheers, mate.
See you later.